uses the fullness repeatedly. Never counted the times but a bunch. And this has been on me. I don't remember exactly when it first began to get me, but man, has it got me. I was first saying, boy, whenever somebody had asked me to do something or do this or do that, I said, well, I'm in a study that I just can't let go of. But then I figured it out. That study wouldn't let go of me. That study wouldn't let go of me. Because it's something that God intends for me to get. It's something that God intends for everyone who He foreknew would come to His saving grace, would come to be called His child. It is something that He wants them to have. How many here are in the fullness of God? How many here can say that you are in the fullness of God? You know, the Bible talks about that. The Bible says having fullness. That's maybe what I thought. I can't say it. But now, I want you to think about this. Why can't you say it? Why aren't you in the fullness of God? Folks, this is something I pray. I pray that we receive, that we get. If we get this, it is the completion, it is the essence of this whole book. If we get this, we'll not only have our lives changed forever. This town, this city, everywhere we go, we might be as though Peter were, our shadows healing people.
Praise God.
Folks, that is possible, or it would not be in the Bible. I say that's possible, or it would not be in the Bible. What this revelation comes down to me is, do I believe the Bible? Do I believe it? I pray. I have prayed so. I don't want this is not in any way a chastisement or anything. This is for Frank as well. This is for Frank, Charlotte, Pam, Isaac, Terry, Russell, Diane, Pastor, and Lorene. Everyone that is here. Now, I believe that I can't say that I'm in the fullness of God at this point because I cop out. I cop out all the time. A lot of the time. You say, how do you cop out, Frank? Well, I don't lie, steal, cheat, drink, or spit. But I do. I say, well, that's my emotions. I let my emotions get away with me. I let my fear overcome me. I let my joy sink down. I'm not content where I'm at. See, I cop out because I say those things. Has anybody ever said those things? I say, that's human nature. I've said it, I don't know how many times. I say, that's human nature. And God created me, so He knows me. That's right. He did, and He does. But that is not what God intends for me to live in. Not. I cop out when I mess up, when I don't act godly, and I know when I don't act godly. When I don't think godly, and I know when I don't think godly. I say, well, I'm not perfect, and God knows, and His grace is sufficient. And I got to do better at that. I got to work better at that. But that's not His will for me. That's not His will for me. When we filter, and I am as guilty, perhaps more so than most. When we filter all of our things, everything what we read through the mind, now listen to this. When we filter this through our mind, carnal mind of reasoning, we lose, listen to me, we lose the mystery of faith. Let me say that again. When I try to figure things all out in my head, and I try to make it reconcile in my head, oh yeah, this is that way, and this justifies it, this all makes sense to me. When I try to do all of that in my head, then I lose the mystery of faith. It's no longer faith. If I have it reconciled, if I have it figured out, if I have it reasoned, in my head, it's no longer faith. Let us not lean to our own understanding. Does the Bible not say? Yeah. Am I saying, well, we're not going to understand nothing. We don't have to. No, I'm not. I'm not. Because there's a whole bunch of it that's as plain as the nose on your face, and everybody should, would, could understand, can, and do. But there are some things that almost seem they almost seem paradoxical. Some things means self-contradictory. Almost seems unreconcilable. I can't imagine that in God's Word. That's because God's Word is profound. If I could understand all of this book, one time I had just yesterday, a guy who I feel so, I love him, I feel sorry for him, I don't know how many talks we've had, but he don't get it. He was talking about preachers. He was talking about, close your ears, Pastor. No, he was talking about preachers. He said, I've read books, and he said a preacher works 6 or 8 hours a week, and he makes a good living, hopefully, on that, and which I actually give up a long time ago, because he said for 6 hours or 8 hours a week. He said that a long time ago, and I tried to explain, wait till you get a call at 2 o'clock in the morning. Wait till this, wait till that, and your preparation. And I told him, I said, no, I said, there's much more time goes into preparation than there is into the game. I said, if you don't prepare before game day is too late. You have to prepare to where it is an automatic response, where it's an auto response. You have to prepare to that point, to that degree. So he said, every preacher has read the Bible, right? And I said, I hope so. He said, if he's read the Bible, then he said, all he's got to do is get up there and preach. And I said, no, son. But that's what many feel. They feel like you can read this book and you have all knowledge of the gospel. Anybody who has read this book and studied this book know that there is the farthest thing from the truth. The more that I read this book, the more that I find out I need to read it some more and pray and understand. Do I believe this book? Yeah. Why? Why do we say that we don't live in the fullness? Because we accept less. When you lose your temper in traffic, when someone says something to you that hurts your feelings, that offends you, when you name it, when it looks like your job is maybe in jeopardy and you get scared, you get concerned, what am I going to do? Oh, what am I going to do? All those things are not of God. All those things are not of God. Yet, we know they're not of God, and we just simply say, well, that's just human emotion. I'm saved. That's just something that I got to battle with, and I got to get over it. Remember, I'm preaching to me too. Teaching to me too. Teaching or preaching or speaking or whatever. To me too. It is something you got to get over. But it's something that you should, we think, we just accept it as normal. We're humans. Yes, and we say, well, humans are fearful. Humans are this. Humans are that. That's because we were created in a cursed world. But we don't have to be of this world.
Amen.
God does not desire me to be fearful. He does not desire me to not be content in whatever situation I am in. Period. Period. There's no yeah buts here. He don't desire that for me. He desires much, much, much more. And I can't reconcile all things. I'm an overthinker. It's one of my curses. I try to overthink it. Well, wait a minute, God made me this way, so this is that, and this is that. See, with God, it is far more about here than here. Faith is not here. Faith has to be here.
Yes.
Paul prayed a prayer. Paul prayed a prayer. And in the Ephesians, I went through and I have got a ton of scriptures that all say the same thing. That all say, and that I can't believe how I never really got this before. Paul prayed to Ephesians 3:19. Yeah. I want to read just a little bit here. Listen to me here. For this season, I bow my knees. He's bowing his knees to pray. I bow my knees to the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, from whom the whole family in heaven and earth is named, that he would grant you, okay, he's praying, that he would grant you, give you,
Yes.
according to the riches of his glory, according to the riches of his glory, to be strengthened with might through his Spirit in the inner man here, his Spirit in the inner man here, may dwell in your hearts through faith. through faith. Now listen, there's not one of us that haven't read that. There's not one of us that says, yeah, I understand that, but no, we don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it that way. That may dwell, live all the time. I've got a house I've been in 40 plus years. That's where I dwell. I've been there all the time. I've never moved. That's what he wants to do here now. Now listen to this. The faith that you, now here, listen, being rooted and grounded in love, may be able to comprehend with all the saints what is the width and breadth and length, height, and all that, to know the love of Christ which passes knowledge. Now here we go. That you may be filled with all. That don't qualify. I don't say most, some of it, or this part of it. It says all the fullness of God. All the fullness of God. That you may be filled with all the fullness of God. Now, notice right here, there's a qualifier to that. He says that you being rooted and grounded in love. See, if you're already rooted and grounded in love, then you are a candidate to live in all the fullness of God. Yeah. Now listen to me here. God is love. I have said that 1,000 times probably, or more. I don't know how many times. But God is love. Everything about God now is love. We say, how important is love? It's everything. It's 100% important for everything. All of it. You can't get the fullness of God if you're not rooted and grounded in love. Are you rooted and grounded in love? Is there somebody that you don't love enough to give your life for? That's love. Is there somebody that told a lie on you and caused you to lose your job? Is there somebody that come in and caused you to get a divorce? Is there somebody that stole your life savings? Is there somebody that give you a terrible disease that you don't love? This is the most profound thing in the Bible. If we get this, that we can have the fullness. What is the fullness? What is the fullness? The fullness is the essence of his character, not his nature. Nature denotes natural. It's who he is. Love is who he is. Let me give you Webster's definition of essence, not mine. A property or group of properties of something without which it would not exist or be what it is. Now, God is whole. God, everything that God is. Now, we are dealing, folks. This is difficult to understand. At least it was for me. I pray you get it like that. And I still don't have it all. But I intend to put I've got notes written on all kinds of pieces of paper and everything here that I've been just scribbling down as God did it for a while. I intend to put all this together and in a format, hopefully that will make sense. And I pray you take it and study it and pray on it and meditate, because it will change your life forever.
Hallelujah.
Now, I want to go on here, and I'm gonna read it, because I know I ain't gonna have time to get near what I want. I'm gonna give you scriptures here. Write these scriptures down, and then you're gonna go back to them, and you're gonna. By the time I get down with this list of scriptures here, you're gonna say, "Well, you just told me to go ahead and read the whole Bible." But folks, there are enough scriptures in this Bible to confirm what I'm saying. I'm talking about the fullness. Now, not the deity. We've got to understand there's a difference in the deity. We can say when Paul preached it, or when Paul prayed this, we can say, well, Paul got caught up in the exuberance and the glory of praying to God, that he muddied the line between the creator and the created. But he didn't. It actually seems that way. It seems like Paul is praying, make us exactly like you, God. Make us gods. But he didn't. What he's talking about here, see, you are finite. I am finite.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I am in a natural person here. Right now, I'm in this body of my mind, my carnal mind. And so anything that love I can have. Love I can have. There are things that are infinite, not finite, that go beyond where I'm at now, at this present time. That go beyond what I'm living in. Those things are three perfect examples to me is omnipresence, omnipotence, and omniscience. Those things are God's, and God's alone. Those are things that he can do. But things that he is, I can be. Understand this? Things that he is, I can be. Jesus is our example. Is he not?
Right.
Is he not? He said, I only do. As the pastor said so many times. Well, I see the Father do. I only do. I am totally 100% in the fullness of my Father. Yet he was exactly created with the same stuff, the same mind that you are. And I am. And maybe better IQ or whatever, but he's created with all the natural stuff. All the baggage that we carry around, he was created with. If he was not, he could not be our example. But he was. And he is. And he gave up all of that to be that. So that he could say, here's how I want you to live. Here's the fullness, the glory, the contentment, the fearlessness, the joy, all of these things. This is what I want you to live. You don't have to be fearful for what's going to happen next week, or what's going to happen when I retire, or what's going to happen when this. You don't have to be, right, unless you choose to be. That's right. If you believe the Bible. If you believe the Bible. Now, I want questions, if you have any. I want to go ahead here. And we might think, well, Paul is forgetting about the experience of the sinful or the imperfect man. And sought to just wind himself too high for mortal life. He is forgetting about the imperfect man. But there was a man who was created, born just like me, who was perfect. Can I be? According to the Bible, can I be? What is the reason that I cannot be? What would stop me from it? Am I saying, oh, well, I have those human emotions. I this, I that. God created me imperfect. All the things that I use daily on cop out to whitewash my sin. Those are the things that will keep you not being. See, Jesus was sinless, but he was like me, created like me. Now, we're justified in taking these rapturous petitions here that Paul prayed. We are justified as being distinct declarations of God's desire and purpose for each of us. As being the end which he had in view for me. And it's the unspeakable gift that he gave us, that he set forth for us. Now let me ask you this. If we know that is the gift that he set before us, if we know that his desire, what does he say? Be ye holy as I am holy. I don't know how many times I've said, well, yeah, there ain't no way I can be as holy as he was. Well, why did he say that? Why? Do you not believe it? And either we believe this thing or we don't. Either we live by this thing or we don't. Now, if we understand that is what he wants for us, then it becomes our duty to seek after that. It becomes our duty to grasp that. It becomes our duty to stop copping out because I am imperfect. That becomes our duty. If we understand it. Oh, this is so much deeper. So much deeper. See, if we know that is a possibility. Wait a minute. What the Bible says, if I know and do it now, if I know it's good, and I do it not, it's sin. Because don't the Bible say that's true? If I know to do good and I do it not, it's sin. I want to tell you, every page of this book points to this one thing. Every page of this book points to this one thing. It flat does. I am just now, I have no idea how many hours, days, weeks, months, or years that I spent praying, studying, meditating on the Word of God. I am just now getting this. Just now beginning to receive what He really wants from me.
Praise God.
He said, Frank, you're a cop-out. You're a cop-out, Frank. You're worried about this, you're worried about that. You think about this, you want what love is? Love is selfless. He is, the Bible clearly tells us, God is love. Okay? All these attributes, if we live in the fullness, that means that we will receive every gift that He has for us. Every gift. Now, all these attributes are all encompassed in a four-letter word.
No.
Every one of them. Every one of them. There is only one thing on this earth or in this creation, this universe, or ever how many galaxies there is that He created out there. There is one thing that will make me absolutely selfless. Love. See, I have a kind of love that my children and Noah down here. 11 years old, and I know the problems that he deals with. I know what he has. He's got some problems, and he's faced some really, really tough times. There is absolutely nothing that I have that I will not give him, that I will not lay down for. There is nothing. I mean, I can say that I really feel that much. When I say, I always tell him, I love you, son. Do you know how much I love you? He'll always say, yeah, Grandpa, you love me more than you. Because that's what I always tell him. Because that's the way I do. I really do. He's one of the few. Now, I want to tell you, I want to be honest with you. I want to be honest, open, honest. Terry, I love you. I love you, buddy. I really do. Now, do I love you like Noah? Why are you shaking your head no for? No, I can't honestly say that in my heart. I can't honestly say that. So that's a hindrance to me. See, it's not just, I love you. It's, I love you more than me. See, when I do that, then me don't count. Me don't count. I'm here for one reason. No, let me give you these scriptures. I don't know if people are coming in. Man, oh wow. Let me give you these scriptures. Get ready to write these down. John 17, 21 through 22. Let me know when you got it. I don't want you to miss these. Folks, this is a world-changing church. But we won't see that until we get this world-changing revelation. Romans 8, 29 and 30. Romans 13, 14. Romans 15, 27, 28. 2 Corinthians 4, 10. Let me know if I'm going too fast. Ephesians 4, 13 through 15. Philippians. See, these are all different books. Paul here and John and Peter, they all said the same thing to everybody that they were preaching to. Philippians 2, 5 through 8. 1 Peter 1, 15, 16. 1 Peter 2, 21, 23. 1 John 2, 6. 1 John 3, 16. 1 John 4, 17. Revelation 3:21. John 1, 16. Ephesians 1:23. Colossians 1:19. Colossians 2:9. I want to stop there. These scriptures that I gave you, don't just read that scripture. Make sure you've got the context of that scripture. Make sure you have, yeah.
What was your Ephesians before the Colossians? I would turn my page and I did.
1:23. Ephesians 1:23. We have as the promise. It gleams. The promise gleams to it. This is big. From these words that Paul prayed here, this prospect that we can have divine love, truth, holiness, joy, fearlessness, in all their richness, all their rich plenitude, period, in all sufficiency, in abundance. All that may be showered on us. The whole Godhead is our possession. The whole Godhead is our possession. The fullness of God is our possession. The fullness of God is our possession. I don't mean that I will have those things that is infinite on the other side of here. But I mean, as I said, as the omnipotent, that's God. But see, when I have the fullness, and we can have the fullness, we can have it all. If we got the fullness, will there be no fear? No fear. Where did Paul ever show fear? Enoch. What? There was some kind of event in Enoch's life. I don't know, but it was after his child was born. It said that when his child was born, he walked with God from then on. Now maybe I always thought all of a sudden, the responsibility and all the stuff. He began walking with God, but there was some incident that caused him to be in the fullness. See, we can reach a place where we are, and I'm not trying to be mean here, where we are when we come to church, or we get in our prayer time or private prayer closet, or meditating or studying, or sometimes we get here out in the spirit, and or we experience just some supernatural things, and we say, oh man, that's God. Yes, it is. However, that's God penetrating our emotions. We got to go far deeper than that. Far deeper. Far deeper. It's got to go to the heart. It's got to become who I am. I've got to live in that every day, every moment. I've got to live in that. If I live in that, I will live in contentment. I'll have no fear for nothing. I'll have joy no matter what my circumstance is. I don't care, you name it, the very worst circumstance you can think of, I'll have joy. How many would like to live in that? How many would like to go through and say, you know what? The rest of my life, I'm not, fear it's not a part of me anymore. How many would like to have that? How many would like to say, for the rest of my life, I'm going to wake up every morning. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Have joy all day long. I'm not going to go into the job and say, oh, my, what am I going to No, you're not going to have that. How many are going to wake up every morning and say, well, I thank God for everything I got. Instead of, I'm going to go out and work my keys off so I can get that new car that I've been wanting. Content. Content in everything. You can have it. You can have it, or Paul would not have prayed it for you. You say, have you ever known anyone like that? You say, have you ever known anyone like that? I'll tell you, in honesty, I'm not like that yet. But man, now that I know, I'm making it my duty to pursue it. I want it, I'm getting it. I'm going after it. Now, yes, I have. I believe. I don't know their heart, but I've known a couple people. 3 that I think of, that I believe lived in the fullness of God. That's a mouthful. You say, is it possible? Yes, it is possible, or the Bible would not tell me I can get it. It would not tell me I need it. It would not tell me to get it. Get after it. Have it. I want you to have it. There are places, several scriptures, maybe hopefully some of these I gave you, maybe not, that says the knowledge that you have of God, it will surpass knowledge. Now let me tell you what that means. There are different scriptures that has different context now here that does mean something else. But let me give you this. There is a reason. The knowledge of God talks about you have that experience with Him. You have had that experience. You've had that knowledge of Him. So you have had that experience. Then it says that surpasses knowledge. And what that means is that your experience with God surpasses what you know about God. Now there's knowledge of God, and then there's knowledge of God. Just like I said, there's love, and then there is love. What you know about God will not give you the fullness of God. What you know about God will not even take you to heaven. But what you know, the knowledge you know about the God you experience, the God you live in, the God you walk with, that'll get you there. Amen. Not only will it get you there, you won't go in as sins by fire. You sail in with joy and happiness and contentment and saying, thank you, God, for the life you gave me on this earth. You'll not go in and say, woo, I thank God that I'm having this old earth. It beat me up every day. We won't go in like that. I can't tell you the times that I have said that. Can't tell you the times that, oh man, this world is beating me up. I can't tell you those times, but I don't have to live like that. That's a choice I make. I don't have to live like that. I can live in the fullness of God. Folks, I'm going to end it by telling you this is the greatest revelation in all my years of studying, praying, meditating, seeking God that I've ever had. This one revelation is the most life-changing revelation any Christian can ever have. There's a lot more on it. I didn't even get one page of notes I got. But I'm going, this is so deep. There's so much to it. And we so much need it to be who we are called to be, that I'm going to make an effort to put all this into something that's understandable. And besides just handing me something like this. And I would love to take those scriptures and meditate, study on those scriptures. And then, Lord willing, soon I'll have this to give out. I love you all. I love you. Terry, I'm going to get to a place where I love you more than me. But I'm going to have to work at that. I am. I'm dead serious. I'm supposed to do that. When I do that, when I lay my life,
Your hair growing out? You got like 16 for